everybody, my name's Allison Ostrander and I am the Director of Risk Tolerance here at Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for joining me in this video, and tonight I want to talk about Microsoft. So Microsoft currently is in some consolidation, right? You can kind of start to see that here on the daily chart. I think it looks a little bit cleaner on the weekly chart, how we've been starting to consolidate really between 343, you might count it at the high here around 350-ish range, and with the lows being around 320, right? That's the kind of the choppy range that we've been in, and it makes sense that we're consolidating. We had exhaustion levels on momentum. We've had a beautiful overall run this year, so it's another chance for Microsoft to take a bit of a breather before it starts its next cycle. And the next cycle, I think, is going to continue itself to the upside. The reason why is because we're already starting to see Bollinger Bands open up, right? So that's already implying that they're anticipating the price to move higher and are making room for it. We have bullish momentum crossing back above the zero line with plenty of room to the upside. So if this can continue to pick up, right, much like it's done back here, that should show a bullish trend strength. We have the bullish sign on the compound breakout tool. So this is telling us we're trying to go back into a bullish trend. At the very least, it's telling us that we're probably going to go up and test resistance levels. Resistance here is currently around 350, 350.33 with the ATR trailing stop. And then we have this great daily squeeze setting up. So I like the squeeze setting up. I like the overall bullish sentiment trying to show here. On the weekly chart, let's pull that up. Weekly chart overall is still bullish. Bollinger Bands are still pointed up. However, we do have some momentum pulling back here. We do have more consolidating signal here. And so that's why I would say still be mindful of this range that we're currently in, right? Be mindful of these tops that we've been hitting. If you want to start to build into the trade now, you might consider just doing a smaller portion of your normal capital risk. That way, if it goes to the upside automatically, great, you can take the trade and play it. But if we pull back first, even if it's all the way down to 320, if you've given yourself enough time on the trade, right, you can build into your normal risk tolerance at that level. And it's a much better place to at least play it back up into 340 again, if not continuing to the upside. The other thing I really like about Microsoft is, as you can see, the majority of the time it does see an overall bullish run into earnings, right? Here we tested the 100, had a nice bounce up into that earnings announcement. Back here, it was a pretty strong trend all the way up into the news. Back here, also another nice run into earnings. And then here as well, we saw a bit of consolidation, and then right before the announcement, it started to pick up and then continued through it. Our next earnings announcement in Microsoft, weekly, is coming up in January, typically towards the end of January. So, right, a trade idea you might consider on this is to look for that potential run higher into the announcement. So let me just pull over my option chain here really quickly. And we can see that if we went out, just to be safe on this, right, give ourselves some time, maybe go out to the February monthly expiration, that overall, we could look at jumping into a long call. I wouldn't even mind going a little bit out of the money on this, maybe doing something like the 350 strike here at $8.50. That way, if this just wants to go up and test daily resistance, right, I should be able to take a quick profit. Or if we do see this daily squeeze fire for the run up into earnings, it shouldn't take much for this strike to go in the money and to allow for a profit that way. If this is a little expensive for you, completely understand. You might switch it up into a spread idea, right? Maybe do something like 350, 360 with the idea that overall we'll go up to or surpass 360 by February. And that in itself could allow for a nice profit that way. I just realized I had another spread up. Sorry about that background noise. That was baby indicator. There we go. It's a bit cleaner. So, right, the spread idea, it's about a 345 cost basis, 655 profit potential. Still not a bad risk versus reward. And then it gives you plenty of time to try and play out for that bullish movement, especially if your normal risk tolerance is like 1,000, right? This might be the way that you start building into a bullish trade idea on Microsoft with just a small portion of your normal capital risk. That way, if we do pull back to 320 first, right? Pull back down to the support to test it. You can either potentially look to cost average this trade if you still like these strikes to the upside and build into that normal $1,000 risk tolerance. Or you might consider a long call, right? Or you might consider a different vertical spread with different strikes, but still overall building into that normal risk tolerance to play this back with a bounce to the upside. So I like Microsoft. I think it's building up here. I am not sure, right? We could just consolidate into the end of this year and then either maybe start to immediately see this move higher, or we could get another pullback first. So that's why I say, be cautious, keep this on your radar, maybe start off with a small capital amount. But overall, I think from this move, right, from this squeeze, there's a pretty good probability that this will go to the upside as it goes into its earnings announcement later in January. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. As always, for my Star Wars fans, may the trade be with you, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Bye. Hey, Allison Ostrander here, Director of Risk Tolerance at Simpler Trading. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and comment down below to help us out. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you can get notified when we release our next video. And if you want to watch us trade in real time using our own money, go to simplertrading.com to learn how to sign up. As always, may the trade be with you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.